I took over my dad's work and built it from the ground up after dropping out of uni, while my siblings went on to study and work in finance. And now, after 6 years of grinding and making the family business successful, my siblings think they deserve a slice of the pie and one in for a cushy retirement. Posted by YouPhysicalElope 170. I'm unsure if this is the right subreddit, but I need advice on a family business relationship. My dad, 65M, is a heavy diesel mechanic and has run a small workshop his whole life. I, 29M, have always been interested in his work since I was a kid and would always help him out on the weekends. I went to university and studied mechanical engineering and commerce, but struggled and dropped out and traveled the world for a year. My siblings, 36M and 32F, are both in investment banking and are successful in their careers. Since I was 23, I have worked with my dad as a mechanic and slowly taken over his workshop. When I started, he had 2 part-time mechanics and 1 car in 2017. I have brought in several new strategies, such as focusing on commercial verticals, only off servicing, etc. And we have grown to 35 employees and 15 cars. We went from $250,000 in revenue to just shy of $7 million this financial year. My dad only works in the workshop, while a more 20/80 workshop to office split. Has meant our business has grown tremendously in the last few years. A few weeks ago at my dad's 65th birthday dinner, he talked about the numbers of the business, and everyone was shocked. No one in the family has ever visited our workshop or asked about it. Since then, he has been thinking about the succession plan after my siblings have been asking about it. He proposed the following idea to me. I get 40% of the business. They get 30% and 30%. My sister would get a manager position as she is looking to leave the IB world to start a family, and my brother would get the same as well if he wants it. I noted everything he said and just asked for some time to think. They started proposing some of the most insane ideas without any context of the business. I'm seriously annoyed. My dad has run this for 32 years, but only since I joined did we expand. I admit I did use my dad's network, reputation, skill, and initial workshop to get a head start. But it was my idea to expand, get a bigger workshop, and implement risky ideas. I don't think my siblings, who have never even asked about the business, should get cushy high-paying jobs for doing nothing. If we wanted a $200,000 a year manager, I would get one with industry experience. I have spoken to him briefly, but he was shocked by my reaction and said it was his dream to have all my siblings work in the business. My brother and sister have never even picked up a spanner before in their lives. I have been hanging around since I was 12. He always said it would be mine. I don't want to have to answer to a board of my siblings who I get the vibe think they are smarter than me just because they finished university. I built this business with just my dad and want to keep building it with him without my siblings. I can see it from their point of view as this is a family business my dad started, and my dad wants to make more of an effort to include them. But I feel they only want to be included because we are now successful. I am being accused of being greedy and entitled by my family. I think this is ridiculous, and the business is mine after spending the last 6 years building it. I would love some outside perspective on this situation. Top relevant comments. Additional info from OP. I'm not from the USA, so university was paid for by government loans. Even though the business is making just under $7 million now salary-wise, Dad made about $80,000 a year when I joined, and we pay ourselves like $150,000 now, which makes us good, but not like uber rich. We use the profits to hire more mechanics, so we do more work so we can hire more mechanics. Each mechanic we had needs about 5 to 10K in extra tools we need to hire, or a new ute we need to buy. Commenter. Tell your dad that you spent a lot of years working with him. Explain how much you've contributed in the past 6 years. Ask for 51%. You don't want your brother and sister to outvote you in a business that they don't know. Op's response. I understand, but I don't want them to have any percent. I was told at the start that the company was mine as they never wanted anything to do with it. I'm starting to think I'm open to paying them out some cash for it, but I feel I grew this company from nothing to where we are now. I wanted to expand and grow the company. If I left, the company would stop. I run everything from operations to sales. The two of them together couldn't do my job. Commenter 2, it sounds like you put in a lot of hard work for this company. You and your father's blood, sweat, and tears are in the foundation of the business. Now your siblings want a big piece of the pie that they have not put any effort into making. Is this somewhat in the ballpark? Ops response, yes, exactly. They choose to work in a corporate and they hate it. I feel they see this as an opportunity to make the same money and work for themselves. We have a system and culture in place that will get ruined by bringing in two people. I also feel they aren't entitled to the business. I built it up with the understanding it would be mine. Commenter 2, this is a difficult situation. If having them would mess up the company's flow, that would be bad for everyone involved, especially yourself and your sibling. Also, it sounds like you know what you want here. When you talked to your father, were you able to understand his side or idea of your siblings joining the company? Just as important, could he understand yours as well? It sounds like you two are close. This would be an important thing. Ops response, I am open to them having a percentage or a payout for my dad's half of the business. My dad and I are super close, but my dad and siblings aren't. I worked with him even while I was at uni, but they got normal jobs that paid less money. He has tried bonding with them, but he thinks the world of them. I know they are smart and successful, but they haven't achieved what they expected in life. I have tried talking to my sister and brother individually, but they dismiss me, and it's really hard not to be seen as the little brother who dropped out of uni to travel the world. You know. Commenter 3, can you talk to your dad about a purchase price? Maybe 50% to you and 25% to each of your siblings, and get your dad to agree that you buy them out. That way, dad gets to feel like he's giving them something. They feel like they got something, and you get to own the company yourself. It still sucks for you, but it might work out better than trying to work with them in your company. Ops response, I have tried, but my dad is really excited about them joining the team. I joked about them starting on the floor with the apprentices, and he laughed. They aren't the type to get dirty. My dad sees we hired a few operations people and a couple of finance people in the last year, and he doesn't understand why they can't join the office. I've tried explaining the bookkeepers and admin people get paid $65,000 and do what I tell them. Op adds an edit to his post. I just wanted to give a quick update. Thank you for the amazing advice and for linking the plumber story. Reading that really scared me, and it basically happened to me. Some quick points. I can't really sell my shares or this business. We are a service business where we get paid for the work we have done, and we have assets. But it's like used dirty utes and tools worth 100,000s new, but nothing on the second market. We had a family business lawyer meeting last night, and I don't know what is happening. My sister and brother had been lobbying my dad about the direction and strategy of the company before this for weeks. They feel it would be in better hands with my sister being CEO, my brother being CFO, and me as COO, glorified operations manager. And unfortunately, my dad agrees with them. During the session, I felt incredibly patronized. They laid out this 5-year plan and how the company would grow to be this huge entity we would own equal amounts in. They didn't talk to anyone in the actual business about this plan or even our customers. They wanted to make things standard, but the reason our customers love us is that we are flexible and accommodating. I asked a few questions to see how set my dad was in this plan and realized he was really excited. I tried to argue the current business was 50-50 my dad's and me. Therefore, it should be split 66%, 17%, and 17%. Their huge salaries would be better off hiring mechanics to grow. I was told everyone is replaceable by my sister. This crushed me because I don't think that's true. I have so much tacit knowledge, and the 27 mechanics are loyal to me. I secured our biggest 10 customers only in the last 15 months because I have this reputation as the mechanic who went to uni and worked on the tools. I know I leveraged this in the bidding process over other companies. This isn't like a public company. Everything in this industry is relationships. I've been reading The Art of War this last month, and I've decided I'm not going to voice any more concerns. I'm going to go along with the plan, let my emotions mellow out and wait till I can think of some options. Update 10 days later. I'm unsure if I should just keep editing the update or post an update as its own post. I'm finding updating this therapeutic, and it's beneficial to know that other people agree with me as everyone around me thinks I'm crazy. Unfortunately, The nuclear options needed to happen. My sister and brother came to the workshop to get onboarded last week. They both wore pastel polos to a mechanic shop and refused to shake anyone's hands because our hands were covered in grease. My dad was so excited to show them around. And let's just say none of the dudes was too impressed. I went to my mom and dad's after to talk. I expressed some thoughts and feelings, but they were so dismissive. I tried to pitch some of the ideas in the comments, slower start to joining the business, but they just felt everything would work out. I just lost it and told my dad he was a trash mechanic and I would never hire him. He is sloppy and inefficient. I asked him why is he never on the road? Why does he only work on ad hoc random issues and never works on routine repairs or servicing on our biggest clients? He is slow. He doesn't know how to use the latest tools and technology. He doesn't even know how to update the iPad checklist forms that I created at the end of the servicing, and he sometimes misses checks. I partner the first-year apprentices with him because he doesn't clean up the tools after himself properly. He doesn't wipe them down and places them back in their allocated spot for the next person. They have to do it for him. I told them I don't want to work in a family business. I have always felt like the black sheep of the family. My older siblings were close, but I felt excluded. They constantly lectured me about how I should go back and finish my degree rather than waste my life in the workshop working a dead-end job. And now after they have seen the success of this dead-end job, they want to come in. I'll save Reddit from all the points. But a lot of resentment and issues came up. After that talk, I knew what I needed to do. I went to one of our biggest clients and my mentor, the CEO 55M of a logistics company, and told him the story. He offered me a $250,000 loan over 3 years to start my own shop. I signed the lease at our old workshop and spent all my savings on 4 cheap utes and close to $45,000 in tools. I have already confirmed with our 8 biggest customers to move to my new workshop, which is close to 65% of our total revenue. I have confirmed with 7 of our best mechanics they will move to my shop, and I'll welcome over any of the other boys once the news breaks. I just copied our previous employment contracts off a template, so there is no conflict. I know this is going to blow up the family and will decimate the old business. I did try talking to my sister about the changes, but she just treated me as the little kid that got lucky. My dad was delusional and too excited to see all his kids working in the same business. To me, it was never about money or greed. During my time, my title was boss's son. I just loved leading a team of solid boys working outside fixing stuff up that broke with my pops. I know the culture and business I built were gone, so I don't feel I'm destroying anything, but I feel guilty. Pop relevant comments. Commenter, Op chose violence and I'm here for it. If you're already running the place, then you should have a say in these decisions. Godspeed, Op, you got this. Commenter 2, good for you. You did a great job standing up for yourself. I'm sorry your dad couldn't see and appreciate all the hard work you've put into the business. Best of luck in your new business. Keep us updated on how your family reacts. Oh, if your sister pitches a fit, tell her, I thought everyone was replaceable. Editor's note, Op has not made an update in over 3 years since his last post, so it's unknown if his family's original business survived after he left. But as a side thing, here is the plumber story he was referencing in the edit of his original post. The updates were edited into the main post, so it's not clear how much time elapsed between each update. Ida dad gave the business to brother, so I left. Posted by you/throwaway27. My older brother, 30M, went to university and then worked in the city as an accountant. I, 27M, started to work for my dad as a plumber at 15 and went to college to get my qualifications in plumbing and gas. About the time COVID started, my brother moved back from the city and started working for my dad, 55M, in accounting. My dad has been unwell for the last 4 years due to asbestosis. It has been really hard on the family, and he is getting worse but is still loving life. I have been running the business for the last 2 years. We have expanded and now have 50 vans in the fleet and 1 qualified and 1 trainee allocated to each van. Co was hard in the beginning, but we have bounced back. My dad still works on tools with me on Fridays, half day, then back to my place for some beers. Friday is the only day I'm on tools now as I'm doing everything to run the business. Well, last month he told the family he is stepping down from the business due to health and wants to spend more time with my mother and is giving the business to my brother, and for me to step down from acting CEO. This upset me. I've been with the business for 12 years. At the beginning, it was only me and my dad. My brother never wanted to be in the business, said it was not worth his time, and now he's the boss. I've been dumped back to a heating engineer with a 20,000 pay cut. He doesn't have any clue what we do or how to do it. I spoke to my dad, and he told me that my brother deserves it for all he has done, that he has a family and I don't, and that he went to uni. A lot of the workers are upset about the decision and have told me they will go where I go. I told my dad that if that is how he feels, then I will leave and start my own business. I have not spoken to my dad or brother since and have told them to never contact me. For the last month, I've had thousands of calls and messages from family saying some very hurtful things and telling me I'm ungrateful for what I have. So, am I the jerk? Edit. I want to say thank you to everyone for your kind words. There are so many to reply to. I will do my best to thank you all. To hear my father tell me in his own way he doesn't think I'm good enough was hard. And for my family to take his and my brother's side was even harder. In the morning, I will contact the large clients I've worked with over the last 6 years. I know we had some sites postponed due to big money, and I will try to take them over. I have 20 of my colleagues wishing to come work for me. I've saved nearly all of the money I've earned over the last 12 years, so I think I have enough to get myself on my feet. Update. I want to inform everyone that I'm not starting a business to destroy my brother as much as I want to. I've spent almost 13 years building it, and I don't want to see anyone out of a job or for the business to die. It's about 50 in England. You have all helped me so much. I will be going over to talk to my father at about 80 and take him out for breakfast and talk. I'm not sure if I will get a proper answer from him, but I love my family and want my future kids to know them. I will update after the events of later today. Update 2. As I said in one of the comments, I believe my family had found my post, and they did. This morning, when I arrived at my parents' house, my mom opened the door and looked like she had been crying a lot. My dad came over to talk to me, and we went out for breakfast. He didn't say a word on the way there or when we arrived. On the way back, he asked if we could pull over and talk. I can honestly say this was the first time I saw my dad cry. I asked why he did this to me. He said he doesn't know. I kept pushing, and he finally told me he owed it to my brother for not being around for him as much as for me when we were growing up. There were times my brother needed him, but he was working. I couldn't believe it. After 12 years of hard work, that was his reasoning. I told my father I had spent half my life working to do everything for the business, and how he threw me to the side just because his son came back hurt more than I could explain. He told me he knows as they had been shown the post I put up. To my surprise, he wasn't mad. He seemed remorseful. He told me my mother has been in pieces after reading the comments about how badly she treated me and thinks I will never talk to them again. My dad told me that after reading it all, he realized he should have split the business between us, as it will need both of us to keep progressing. He apologized to me for never telling me how proud he was of everything I had done, and thought I knew how proud he was. But my brother has full control. My father has no say anymore, and my brother would never go 50-50. He told me he wants me to go back as my brother will need me. I told him that's not my problem anymore. After they demoted me and cut my pay, I tried to make it work for 3 weeks, but my brother wouldn't listen. Didn't believe I knew what I was talking about, telling me he knows how to run a business. So, I left. Why work my back off there when I could do the same work and make more money for myself? My dad broke down, said that he had destroyed the family and should never have done what he did. I don't understand why it took this long to realize I was a valuable piece in the company. Update 3. As I said, I have had a couple of Zoom calls with some clients today, and they have gone very well. I have been informed that they will all be sending signed proposal letters for the up and coming work. Luckily, the site start dates don't clash, which was one of the main things I was worried about. 3 of my colleagues have now left the business and have spoken to my dad, informing him about why they left and that they will be coming to work with me by their own choice. To hear them tell me this meant a lot. They all have between 5 to 10 years more experience in the industry. At the moment, I have all we need to start a new business with the 3 vans I own, and the tools I have built up over the years. I am looking forward to the new venture in my life and can't wait to share this with my children when I have them. Then, I received a call from my father asking me to come over for dinner. I was unsure at first but thought it was probably a step in the right direction. On arrival, my whole family was there. I went in and the atmosphere dropped. My mom wouldn't look at me and my brother just sat there acting as if I didn't exist. My dad came and asked me and my brother to come into his office. He started to ask when I was going to return to the company as they need me in early Monday morning. I could not even believe what I was hearing. I told them both I'm not coming back and have started my own company. And what does he mean? You gave the business to him, my brother. My brother started to lose his temper, telling me if I cared about the company, why would I leave? I had some very choice words before telling him that I have always cared for the company and spent 12 years of my life working to make it successful. Unlike him who swans in and takes all the glory, I will not sit there and be treated like that. I told my brother to F off so I could talk to Dad. I asked what this morning was all about, telling me he's sorry, but then expects me to go running back. He couldn't even look me in the eye. So I left, said goodbye to my cousin, nieces, and nephews, and walked out. I've been writing for about 3 hours on and off, coming back on here to talk to people. I just want to say thank you to everyone for the personal messages, comments, rewards, and all the kind words and encouragement. I'll try and message everyone, but I'm exhausted and will most likely fall asleep. Update 4. Sorry, it's been a while. I've had a lot going on in the last couple of weeks. I'll try and explain the most I can. So, the new business is going very well. We have a lot of work coming in and are making good money. At the end of the year, I will be looking at expanding, so very happy with that. Me and my fiancé are very happy. She is very busy planning the wedding of her dreams. She wants me to wear a suit, but tough luck, I'll be in my kilt. I couldn't be happier than I am right now, waking up to her every day. She is there for me no matter what and has been my rock through everything. Then my family. My father and brother still refuse to talk to me and have told me they will not be attending the wedding even though they haven't been invited. My mother has called my fiancé, but hasn't said much, only to ask about wedding stuff, and will not talk to me. My fiancé's family have been amazing. My soon-to-be in-laws have been helping with the wedding and everything else, and I am extremely thankful for everything they have done for us. My other family have now backed off and apologized and want to make amends for everything that was said. Myself and my fiancé are set to have our wedding in November. We sat down together and have decided to try to have children after we are married. We are both excited to be parents.